Hi students, this is Shiva Krishna working as an assistant professor in civil department at Anurag Engineering College. Now I am explaining the topic about types of landfills. This topic will be considered in the solid waste management in fourth unit. In this fourth unit, total first of all, you have to explain the syllabus. In this syllabus, it should be included the landfills, evaluation of landfills, definition of landfills, and types and construction of the landfills, and design considerations, la- life of landfills, and landfill problems, land lining of landfills, types of liners, and leachate pollution and its control, and monitoring landfills and landfill reclamation. This total only we are studying about the landfill only. Here, the definition of that landfill is a landfill. It is a careful design structure for disposing of the solid waste by the burial. It is one of the most common method of solid waste management and designed to minimize the environmental problems such as like pollution of air, soil, and water. This totally we have to minimize and save the environment. This is the best method is used to controlling the factors affecting of that environment. Here disposal of that basic method, that is a landfill. In this landfill, some of the types should be involved. These types are basically utilized in the nowadays. These types of landfills are very useful and very economical to use the practical purpose. Here, landfills are classified into different ways. In these landfills, we are mainly considered as solid waste. This solid waste rapidly growing every day. In the thousands of in millions of solid waste should be produced in particular ways. In that ways, we have to reduce of that solid waste. We have to use this landfill method. This should be totally depending upon the which type of waste should be produced on that particular scenario, and what is the controlling methods, like what type of engineering techniques we have to use for solving that type of the solid waste problems, and what is the design purpose we have to apply in that particular practical scenario. In this situation, totally we are influenced to select a one type which is selected on which parameter you have to control on that particular problems, what type of landfills you have to adapt it in that particular scenario. First of all, you know about the what type of landfills are occurred in that situation. Here, this should be classified into one is the waste type. In this waste type, first of all, you have to clarify what type of waste should be produced on that particular location. For that location, how much waste should be produced and how much quantity should be produced. This type of parameter should be included in the type of the waste. Here, some of the following should be considered for the situation. The types of waste we have to consider as one is the municipal waste. This is the rapidly very highly producing element. So municipal waste landfills and industrial waste landfills, hazardous waste landfills, inert waste landfills, and bioreactor landfills. This total configurations are different to each other. So in that situation, we have to apply the landfill procedure also different. Why? Because this type of material, it is a composition of different elements like hazardous, like plastic, like papers, any all mixing of that material. From that material, you don't have to use the similar procedure. Every parameter you have to take the different procedure. That situation not much affect the landfills to the pollution. So first you have to coming the municipal solid waste landfills. Here the waste coming from the households like households and commercial and some non-hazardous industries. Non-hazardous industries means it is not harmful to users. So these are the main occurrence to produce the solid waste, that is the municipal solid waste, and the most common type of landfill worldwide. This type of landfills are broadly used in the anyway, like country-wise or worldwide. This type of landfill only used, and it should be lined and equipped. This planning procedure is very easy to implement to on that particular site. What formation? After this landfill configuration, the formation of leachate and any toxic gases, that should be you have to use the management systems. That is also you have to clear and we have to reduce on that particular scenario. Example, what type of waste should be included here? Food waste, paper waste, plastic, textiles, packaging materials, and any other elements. This type of parameter should be involved in the municipal solid waste landfills. And coming to industrial waste landfills, this occurrence of waste materials should be related to the industry. Except industrial byproducts that are non-hazardous. We are don't consider here hazardous materials. We are always considering the non-hazardous materials only. Why? Because it is only not harmful to that soil and water or air. So in that particular situation, we are using the non-hazardous materials only. Example, fly ash, bottom ash, gypsum, foundry sand, glass scraps. These all are coming from the one industry. So it requires one specific site liners and a leachate collection that should be depending upon the type of the waste. Where the municipal waste, the leachate formation is very high compared to industrial waste. But this industrial waste, some toxic gases should be very highly developed. This situation you have to provide the gas deliver system. And coming to hazardous waste landfills, here hazardous waste landfills, these are very toxic to humans, are very toxic to surrounding areas, used for disposal of chemicals like toxic biomedical waste that can't be treated safely elsewhere. It should not be safely, treatment should not be possible. Here, so much of risk should be involved. It should be required double composite liners. Why? Because these are the very hazardous to the environment. In the situation, we have to proper planning and proper treatment should be adopted. In this situation, we are using the double composite liners and a double leachate collection systems, and leachate detection systems also we have to provide it, and strict groundwater monitoring. Don't to enter the waste or leachate into the groundwater. This is highly precautional. We have to consider in the construction of the hazardous waste landfills. Why? Because this leachate is very toxic. That element should not mix with the groundwater. Examples of the hazardous waste like pesticides, solvents, medical shops, chemical sludge, and any unwanted materials. These all are it should be considered as a hazardous solid waste. And coming to inert waste landfills. Inert waste landfills means this inert waste designed for waste does not decompose or produce leachate gases. Example, construction and demolition debris, bricks, concrete, stones and glass. It requires a minimal environmental protection. It should be compared to the sanitary landfills. And next, coming to bioreactor landfills, here so many advanced types of landfills should be involved in here. Moisture and sometimes it should be oxygen are injected to the accelerated microbial decomposition. Here two types of bioreactors should be involved, that is, one is the aerobic bioreactor and the second one is anaerobic bioreactor. Coming to the aerobic bioreactor, it should be air injected reactor. It is the faster stabilization and producing the methane is very less. And coming to the anaerobic, it should be leachate recirculated and air. Here absence of the air in that leachate should be recirculated and more methane generation should be produced. And what are these advantages for using this bioreactor landfills? It should be landfill lifespan should be very high. That is 30 years to 50 years nearly compared to the 10 to 15 years. This type of landfill should be greater lifespan should be given. And coming to second one, based upon the engineering and operation. Engineering technology we are adapted in that particular treatment of the landfills. We are using the open dump, that is the uncontrolled landfills and the controlled landfills and engineered or sanitary landfills. Now we are coming to the open dumps, that is called uncontrolled landfills. Here this one is the oldest method. We are already commonly seeing in the damping sites. Just some of the vehicle taking up that waste and just throw it in the site only. That is called uncontrolled landfills. Here controlling phenomena is not adopted. These no liners are provided and no covering also provided in these open dams. No leachate collection. This is the very dangerous to our environment. So such case you have to produce the lot of problems like soil, air pollution and water pollution also may be produced. And this type of open dams, groundwater pollution may cause and foul smell should be raised and opening, burning should be happening in the situation. Toxic gas may be released and banned. These most developing countries, this type of open dumps should be banned in the developed countries. And coming to the controlled landfills, here waste is placed in layers. It should be toughly, highly compacted, and it should be covered with the soil. For this purpose, don't expose any foul gases, don't expose any foul smell, and don't penetrate the leachate into the soil. In that situation, the groundwater pollution should be minimized. So, limited control on the leachate and gas. This is the main advantage for using this type of controlled landfills. This type of controlled landfills may be adopted in the all developed countries. And next, third one, engineering landfills means we are scientifically constructed, we are scientifically thinking what type of process should be adopted. It should be scientifically designed and it should be scientifically regulated. In this situation, it should be including the liners, leachate collection, gas collection, cover, stormwater controlling, and monitor systems. all should be included in this construction. For this purpose, it should be completely avoiding the leachate, means don't uh, pollute the groundwater, and it should be standard practice in the developed nations being adopted in these developing nations. And this what type of nation should be used this type of landfills, means all, like developed, semi-developed, underdeveloped. Three types of nations also should follow the engineered sanitary landfills. These total landfills should be coming upon based upon the waste and based upon the what type of procedure you have to adopt it. In this total, first we have to know about this. How much landfill should be consumed and how much landfill should be treated by using the waste materials. By this waste material should be, we have to convert the one organic product or any recyclable or any reusable products. You have to convey that. This purpose we are using the landfill process. These are the types and these are the many situations we have to happen. Okay, thank you guys.